Hi everybody, welcome to Khong Driving. And remember we did the car wash about a week ago. Well, there were some requests about how to polish the car. So I had to wait for a while I ordered some of the stuff. So it's come and here we are ready to do some polishing. And then to show if there's any difference, what we have done is we have put some masking tape on half of the bonnet. So we're going to do only half the bonnet. Okay, so something about polishing a car. There is polish and there is wax. Okay, so there are some differences. When you have imperfections in the paint, or you have a lot of dirt or something that needs to be removed, then you might want to use a very mild polish. But if your paint is in perfect condition and you don't want to do anything else, you just put a layer of wax or sealant on top of it. Now, when you say polish, it means you are actually okay, let me go back a few steps. Your paint work consists of the primer, then there's the base coat, and then they have the color coat. In this case it's blue, and then on top of the color they will have a clear coat. So the clear coat has no color, and it's actually a very thin layer on top of the paint, and that is what gives it the gloss. Now, for new car paints, they are painted by robots or at the factory, so sometimes the paint is not so even. If you put it under a microscope, you'll find that the paint is actually uneven. So what auto detailers do in order to bring out the shine is to smoothen out the clear coat at the top, yeah, and that will bring out the shine. Then after they have smoothened it out, in order to protect that surface, they put a layer of coating on it. So there are some very normal coatings that you can get, which is basically a layer of wax or polish. And sorry, it's wax. Polish is for polishing. So you can have a layer of wax. Some of the waxes are cheap, some of them are not so cheap. And then you can have other types of coating where you pay thousands of dollars. But let's not go into that yet. So this paint is considered quite good. There are some spots and all because it's parked outside. And of course, over the few days, there's already some dust on the paint. So before we start any waxing, we still need to wash the car again. But to save time today, we won't wash the whole car. We'll just wash the bonnet area, which we're going to do. So whilst we were waiting these few days, I went and got some Polymer Wash and Wax. Now, if your paint is in very good condition, you don't need to do anything except use this to wash. This washing part is a detergent that actually washes away the dirt from your paint. And then after that, because they also put some wax in it, so when it dries up, that thin layer of wax is on top of the car, and it helps to protect the paint for a few days until your next wash. So if you just buy this Polymer Wash and Wax, and this one happens to be from Permaglass, it contains carnauba wax, and carnauba wax is one of the good waxes that will harden and stay on the surface. So this is what some people swear by in car detailing. But of course, like all waxes, they are just a layer on top. They will wash away after a while. So if they tell you it's going to last 2 years, no, it's not going to. It all depends on the road conditions and the grime and all that. So anyway, what we're going to do is we are going to put some of this. It says here, put 2 capfuls of this liquid into empty bucket filled with 3 liters of water, beat to create foam. Okay, so anyway, I have done it already, and I have the sponge to wash the car. But before we start washing, we must spray. And okay, so this is something you can buy if you cannot persuade your wife that you need the water pump. So this is connected by a hose connection, and this head, you see, it fits inside here, snaps in, and it's on. So this one will help you to save some water, and also it helps to direct the water into a jet. So first things first, turn the water on. Okay, water is turned on, and what we're going to do is we're just going to spray the bonnet area. Okay, we have sprayed the bonnet. Now this paint is in quite good conditions. What we're going to do is we're going to put some soap or shampoo, sorry. And this is the car shampoo that also has a bit of wax. And if your paint is new and good, this is all you need to do. Just wash the car and the wax will help to protect it for a while. Okay. And also remember, if you're washing your car wearing jeans, I'm wearing jeans because I'm doing a video, make sure you put your t-shirt outside so that your belt and all don't scratch the paint. And of course, try not to lean on the car, seeing as it's full of soap. So you got to scrub a bit. Whatever dirt is there, you try to get it off, but some of it is quite stubborn. Yeah. Same with this side. Turn the sponge around. Don't worry, we won't subject you to another 28 minutes of car wash. Just maybe 2 minutes. Okay, and so first you spray your hand. For those of you who have sensitive skin, you might want to wear gloves when you're touching any of these chemicals. Whatever else is said and done, they are still chemicals. Of course, they are not so toxic because they are actually very mild soap solutions. Some people are even allergic to soap. Okay, so spray to make sure there is plenty of water to wash away the soap or shampoo. Why do I always say soap? Okay, I'm going to dry the paint work. We'll use my trusty old drying cloth. Here there are some stone chips on the bonnet, can't be helped. The car is 6 years going on 7, or is it already in the 7th year? So we are not going to polish this side, we are just going to dry it. Okay, so that is the car that's been washed. And now we're going to move to the next step. So the next step we have, if your paint has got any dull surfaces or what, you probably need to use the polish, which I bought but we're not going to use because the paint work still looks good. We are going to use a sealant. Basically it's a wax lah, yeah. And you can also buy this from Permaglass, and this is about 30 odd ringgit. And let me just check the price. Yep, this you can buy online. It's 33 ringgit in one of the shopping malls online. And this wash and wax is I think it's 18.90 or 19 ringgit, something like that. And so what we're going to do is we're going to apply this wax onto this side of the bonnet. So we shake it a bit, and it says use a damp cloth. This is called a polishing cloth. So what we're going to do is going to make it damp. It says make it damp. Okay, so it's damp, and shake the bottle. Okay, this is the polymer sealant, and we're going to use this to apply to half of the bonnet. So apply liberally. Okay, so this is a sealant. It is not a polish. What you're going to do is you're going to put a layer on the car and wait for it to dry. And then you're going to buff it off. So this will put a thicker layer of sealant on the car to seal in the goodness of the paint, so to speak. You're just actually putting a layer on top of it. Still some stone chips down here. That's the price of driving fast behind other people. You catch the little chips that they throw up. Gambling chips are okay lah, but these are stone chips. Okay, you try to get the sealant evenly onto the paint. Okay, after each application, wait for it to dry. You can actually put 2 or 3 layers. So when they say, oh, I'm going to put 2 coats of wax on my car, that's what they do. They do the same thing twice. But we're just going to do with 1 layer and see what happens. So we're going to take a short break, wait for it to dry. Okay, we've had a short rest, about 20 minutes, and yeah, the sealant is almost dry, and so you can actually use a cloth to buff it off, but we're going to cheat a little bit. Since I already have this very old orbital polisher, I'm going to use this and save a bit of labor. So you just gently put it on top and move it across and let it do its work. Wow, it's so nice to use one of these orbital polishers. Okay, so what we have done is we have put a layer of sealant on this paint after washing it. Now, there's no mystery in paint protection. If your paint is good, then all you need to do is just wax it and keep the wax on as much as possible and keep on putting layers of wax, you know, every time you wash, so that the paint never gets a chance to be exposed to dirt. Yeah, always a thin layer of wax. Now, if your car has been neglected, like some of my other cars, and the paint is faded over time and all that, what happens is the clear coat gets dirt on it and dirt gets embedded in it. So what you need to do is actually use a polish. They have many types of polishes. Basically, what polish does is it takes away a layer. So some of them are very strong. They take away the layer faster, and that is to be used by professionals. But for people like us, the polish makers make them very mild so that you will have less chance of damaging your paint. So if your paint has faded, what you need to do is take away a layer until you get into the layer that is shiny again, and then you coat it again. Simple as that. And of course, there are some of those very, very expensive coatings. They kind of like put a layer of plastic, you know, onto your car. But that's another subject. So for ordinary car care, for ordinary people like you and me, this is all we need to do. There is no mystery. So the people tell you, oh, we do this, we do that. But basically, what they do is to keep your paint clean with a layer. And so you can buy a very cheap orbital polisher, or you can buy one of those expensive ones. It doesn't matter, but most important is do not press too hard. Just gentle and let the machine do the work and get the right pads. Okay, so next thing to do is to do a water test. Now, we didn't do the other side, but first we have to get the wires out of the way. But before we do the water test, let's do a closer inspection. Okay, we've moved the camera closer and you can see, okay, you can see the reflection of the camera on the, yeah. So you can see the surface now is clean. There are one or two spots where there are some stone chips and the paint has been damaged. See, like here, this white dot, this is all the result of many years of stones hitting the bonnet of the car. And this is the driver's side, so you can see that it's quite shiny. And this is the passenger side, and this has been washed with the wash and wax, also from Permaglass. And so there is also a thin layer of wax, but there are some marks here. These are water marks caused by acid rain, and these marks are visible when you look closer, but from far you don't see much difference, except that maybe one side is a bit more smooth than the other side. Alright, let's go and do the water test then. What's going to happen is the side that has more wax will cause the water to bead and run off easily. The side that has less wax, well, the water will kind of like stay there. Now that one has a little bit of wax from the wash and wax, but so it's the residue that is left over after we wipe the car. But this one has got a thicker layer of wax. Okay, so let's shoot the water. Okay, we can have, okay, we turn the tap to lesser pressure. And so you see that side also the water beads. Yeah, so that the wash and wax also works there. Yeah. Wow, not bad. I didn't expect this. This is my first time using this wash and wax, and you can see there is some beading, but this side the beading is a lot better than that side. You can see here, yeah, the water is just kind of running off, and this is what you want to see in your car, the water running off. And if you find that the water doesn't bead like this, well, that means you probably have to wax the car again. Okay, so you don't have to go and spend 120 ringgit, 150 ringgit at the petrol stations where they do the waxing for you. Just buy the wax yourself and do it yourself. It's not that difficult. And well, the orbital machine costs a little bit under 200 ringgit, I think. And if you just do it 3 times, you already made back your money, yeah? Okay, so that's it. Nice, isn't it? Okay, now we'll turn the camera off and I'm going to do the other side so that everything looks even. Okay then, so thanks for watching our video. We try to give some more videos for you later on. We have many things to do to the car. Maybe look at cleaning the headlights. Somebody mentioned that the headlights look like they need some cleaning, and I have the right item which I already bought. I'm going to try it washing the headlights later. Okay then, till we meet again, bye bye.